I was driving along the A14, just coming up to my exit junction, so I was in the inside lane, indicating to pull onto the slip road. And there was a lorry in the outside lane who I was almost upsides with, and he has just pulled in, hit my back end, spun me round and shunted me up the dual carriageway. For a while, you're kind of not really sure what's going on. I didn't know if I'd hit something, if something had hit me. It was terrifying. It was awful. He was shook up. You know, it straight away. You know, said, I'm so sorry. I just didn't see you. And I felt sorry for the guy. I was in his blind spot. He couldn't see me. I mean, the A14 came to a standstill, and then the same morning, literally half an hour after my accident, there was one on the opposite carriageway, again involving a lorry.
Heidi was involved in a sideswipe incident. As the number of left-hand drive trucks on international journeys has increased on our roads, so have sideswipes. Watch the car just visible alongside the white trailer of this left-hand drive truck. In 2007, in an initiative by VOSA, Highways Agency and UK Immigration Service to reduce these incidents, packs were handed out at southeast ports which included plastic stick-on Fresnel lenses. The scheme produced significant results, with a reduction of around 50%. Incidents went down from around 31 to 13 per week. On almost all heavy goods trucks, whether left-hand or right-hand drive, there's a blind spot on the passenger side and just ahead of the cab. It's big enough to hide a family saloon.
VOSA were actually asked to investigate sideswipes with left-hand drive trucks predominantly. What we did was we went out, we got a truck and we parked the car along the side of it trying to find where the blind spot was. We thought it was to the rear of the mirrors. Then moving the car forward, we found that it was actually level with the cab and slightly forward of the cab, and the vehicle just disappeared from the mirrors. What we did to progress that, we went out on some roadside checks and found that the blind spot occurred in 90% of all vehicles. From there we were tasked with how to actually eradicate that problem, and we came up with the Fresnel lens. From the normal Fresnel lens, which is fitted to motorhomes and caravans for reversing, we took that idea and we actually moved the centre of the lens up to the top so as we had a lot better downward vision, and we found that that eradicates the problem.
We've set up a demonstration here at the Fire Service College on their motorway section. We've got a new truck to the latest specification, including the mirrors. The car will slowly pass the truck, which is left-hand drive. As you can see, the car passes out of the driver's mirror as it enters the blind spot. Let's look at that again. The solution is a plastic stick-on lens known as a Fresnel lens.
Well, to fit the Fresnel lens, it's just a soft piece of plastic which is smooth on one side and it's got the lens cut into the other side. And all you need to do is clean the window where you're going to fit it with a piece of cloth and some water. Make sure it's really clean, dry it all off, apply a bit more moisture and then apply the lens on where you want it. Preferably leave it for as long as you can without operating the window.
With the lens fitted to our truck, let's look at how the driver can now see the car pass into the blind spot. The driver can now clearly see the car. Applying a lens eliminates the blind spot on the near side of right-hand drive trucks. This cyclist can now be seen by the driver. When changing lanes, the lens will also eliminate the blind spot. Although the majority of incidents involve left-hand drive trucks, when Heidi was sideswiped, it was by a British right-hand drive truck changing lanes.
For heavy goods drivers, whether they're left-hand drive vehicles or whether they're driving right-hand drive vehicles, they should make sure that they've identified where their blind spot is. Once they've identified that, if they see any cars approaching that blind spot, they should make sure, before they make any manoeuvres, that the car is clear of that blind spot. Then they should fit one of these. Again, whether it's left-hand drive or right-hand drive vehicles, they can be fitted, and use them. They have been proved that they can save lives.
A sideswipe could happen to any driver. Fit a lens and be safe.